Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to solve an integrand using trigonometric substitution. Let's start. Here we have integrand of square root of 2ax minus x squared dx. So what we can do here is to complete the square. So b is equal to 2ac. The coefficient of b is 2a equal to a, which is negative 1 times 2. So we divided it. So 2a over negative 2 is equal to c. Therefore, c is equal to negative a, and then we squared it, which results to positive a squared. Since we added a positive a squared, we have to subtract a negative a squared. So now we have negative x squared plus 2ax plus a squared minus a squared dx. So we place the a squared as the first term. So square root of a squared plus parenthesis negative x squared plus 2ax minus a squared dx. So we're going to take out the negative sign. So here we have a squared minus x squared minus 2ax plus a squared dx. So x squared minus 2ax plus a squared is equal to x minus a squared. So now we have a squared minus x minus a squared dx. Let u be x minus a, and du will be equal to dx. So we're gonna let u again be a sine x, since the constant comes first and then the variable, which from the trigonometric substitution formula results to sine x. So du is equal to a cosine x dx. So now we have the square root of a squared minus a sine x squared times the du, which is a cosine x dx. So now we have a squared minus a squared sine squared x times a cosine x dx. So we factor out the a squared, which leaves us with a squared times 1 minus sine squared x times a cosine x dx. So we could bring the a squared out of the radical, which leaves us with a times square root of 1 minus sine squared is equal to cosine squared x. Square root of cosine squared x times a cosine x dx. So now we have a cosine x, which is the square root of cosine squared x times a cosine x dx. Cosine squared x dx is equal to, we have an identity for it, which is equal to 1 plus cosine 2x over 2. So we plug it in. So we have integrand of a squared over 2 times 1 plus cosine 2x dx. We separate these two terms. We distribute the a squared over 2 and the dx. So we have a squared over 2 integrand of dx plus a squared over 2 integrand of cosine 2x dx. So let v be 2x, dv is equal to 2 dx. So dv over 2 is equal to dx. So now we have a squared over 2 integrand of dx plus a squared over 2 dv over 2 times cosine v. A squared over 2x, which is the integrand of dx, plus a squared over 4 sine, which is the direct integrand of cosine, when we plug in the value of v, which is 2x. So now we have x here, and from our previous substitution, which is u is equal to a sine x, we know that sine x is equal to u over a. And in order to just get x and cancel out sine, we multiply u over a with arc sine. So arc sine u over a is equal to x. And sine 2x has an identity which is equal to sine x cosine x. So now we have a squared over 2 arc sine u over a plus a squared over 2 sine x cosine x. Using the Pythagorean trigonometric relationship within a triangle, so here we have a squared over 2 arc sine u over a plus a squared over 2 sine, which is u over a, times cosine. So since sine is u over a, we're going to use the trigonometric relationship within a triangle. We have theta here, and sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse, so u over a, and which gives us a squared minus u squared for the adjacent side. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so we have square root of a squared minus u squared over a, which is the hypotenuse. So a squared over 2 arc sine x minus a, we plugged in the value of u from here over a plus a squared over 2, again we plugged in the value of u, x minus a over a times square root of a squared minus the value of u, again x minus a squared over a. So here we have a squared arc sine x minus a over a. So we expanded this. So now we have a squared minus x squared plus 2ax minus a squared times x over a. The 2a's here will cancel out from this term. So there are no denominators anymore. So a squared here and negative a squared here will cancel themselves out, so that we are just left with square root of 2ax minus x squared in our final answer. So our final answer is a squared arcsine x minus a over a plus square root of 2ax minus x squared times x minus a over 2. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.